How you doing? It's Sandesh here. I'll be reading from Tech for Gamers, and it's about the scalpers selling PS5 Pros. Scalpers are desperately trying to get rid of existing PS5 Pro stock. Many have resorted to selling the console below the retail price on platforms like eBay. Further price drops may follow since the hardware is still readily available through various retailers. Following much testing, the PS5 Pro has been pushed to its limits in games like Hogwarts Legacy, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider Man 2, and more. While games like Horizon Forbidden West have shown spectacular results, others have left much to be desired. These mixed results mean that fans are in no rush to buy the PS5 Pro. PlayStation also appears to have planned to avoid repeating the scalping problems from 2020, leading to scalpers taking losses on their existing stock. Why it matters. Scalping plagued the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X for multiple years after the 2020 release. Nvidia's graphics card suffered from similar problems in 2020. I remember that. Over on eBay, multiple listings showed the PS5 Pro being sold for less than its £700 MSRP. And Yeah, as far as the scalping things goes, and it was due to a component problem, but that was, if you recall back then, it was it was a pretty much a geopolitical problem that happened because of the because since the elites wanted to like most most cause an economic war with China, and it was really a stupid idea to do, because the thing is, when you really think about it, electronics electronics, a large portion of them come from China, and all China would have to say to them is, yeah, well, guess what? Well, we're not gonna send any of our products to your ports, well, to your countries, right? And that would pretty much hurt the American economy, and obviously the European economy. So the thing is, the fact that that the elites wanted to do that is like, the only ones that weren't affected were pretty much the super rich. But another fact, like companies like Nvidia and Sony and Microsoft were affected. So this is the one time I'm not gonna blame Sony for this or Microsoft for this, because it clearly was not their fault and it was out their hands. So that was the reason why it was so hard to find those consoles, because it was because of a component issue, because the components originally at the time, before this all even happened, before COVID happened, the components will come from China, pretty much Asia, and you could pretty much blame the US, the Biden administration, for that. You could thank them for that. Um, Looking at their listings, prices range from 600 to £690, marking a considerable discount for a brand new piece of hardware. One seller has even asked for bids with the £550 offers, highlighting the current situation around the PS5 Pro's demand. The scalpers have clearly found themselves backed into a corner. Many were likely betting on the launch buzz to sell units at a profit, but the console is already quite easy for most people to buy. Interestingly, the disk drive attachment seems more susceptible to scalping. Sorry about that. Since PlayStation has opted for a digital only release. The current demand has driven up prices of the external disk drive, with many selling the accessory for nearly £200. At the time of writing, the PS5 Pro is still available to purchase directly from PlayStation and retailers like Amazon. This could also lead to further price cuts from the scalpers, so it may be worth watching out for a few of these listing to grab an early discount. Yeah. Now, it's a good thing. Now, this is a good and a bad thing, because it's good that the scalpers on eBay are taking a bath on the fact that they can't get that they can't get the profit that they wanted. But you have to also ask yourself, with how much they're charging the PS5 Pro, you could pretty much say that also Sony is also using the scalpers behavior as well. But the thing is, they're just doing it. They're just doing it themselves, because I guarantee you, when this was happening back in 2020, I bet your Sony management was thinking, hang on a minute, they're doing this with our products. Why don't we do this ourselves and charge the PS5 Pro, um, just the console itself at $700 and dollars or £700, right? They must have thought about that, because since it's their product, because as far as I'm concerned, there's no way that Sony is going to be this this innocent in this. So to me, it's like yeah, scalpers on eBay are not going to be able to make the money that they want, but also at the same time, Sony is also using the scalpers tactic as well on you, by having you by taking the disk drive out of there, which it should come with the console, but also like overcharging you for the console itself. I mean, if anything, to be honest, that console, the PS5 Pro, should have been 70, maybe £100 more, and that's it. Because to me, the price, what they're doing with the PS5 Pro, you're pretty much going to see with the PS6. And this is my prediction with the PS6 as far as cost goes. The console itself, I reckon they're gonna charge 1,000, maybe a little more, over 1,000. And the disk drive, let's say you can buy the external disk drive. I reckon they're gonna try to charge you at £200. That's what I honestly think they're gonna do, because if enough people are going to buy this and they don't have a problem getting overcharged. And also, and another thing to keep this in mind, there was an article on Push Square. I can't remember what the article was called, but the thing is, the article said that the thing is, the PS5 Pro was what they wanted to put out, but they wanted to sell the base PS5 first. So basically, they pretty much a nickel and dimed every single person that bought the base PS5, and even the ones that double dipped and got the PS5 Pro, when you really think about it. So it's pretty much sickening on what Sony pulled off. That's why I'm not going to support the PS5 Pro, because it's just a mindset of what Sony went into with the PS5 Pro, and you know for a fact it's just going to be even worse with the PS6, no doubt about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.